The worst man. Am I the a-hole for asking my husband to choose a different best man? My fiance, Peter, male 28, and I, female 27, have been together for 7 years and got engaged in January. We are planning our wedding for spring 2021. Peter has this friend, male 28, whom we'll call Matt. They are childhood friends and have always been close, so it was only logical that Peter would want Matt to be his best man, which I was totally on board with. We even threw him a surprise proposal. Matt agreed without much enthusiasm, and on condition that he'd be allowed to always tell what he was thinking. I was kind of surprised, but anyway. From that point, anytime we would get together he would always, without fail, bring the subject of marriage and how he absolutely didn't believe in it. That he thought Peter was making a mistake and would be better off dumping me and sleeping with random girls. Peter talked to him multiple times, and each time he said that he'd been allowed to speak his truth and so we couldn't ask him to shut up. Peter began talking about choosing another best man, and was, still is, pretty conflicted about it but had always envisioned his wedding with Matt by his side. I really want to respect that and I encouraged him to have a conversation with Matt. At that point Matt calmed down for a while and I thought all was well. Until last night when we saw each other's for the first time since lockdown, and started talking about the wedding. My fiance's brother asked us for pictures that he could use during his speech, and while Peter went to find some, Matt said that he would be, again, speaking his truth during his toast and wasn't afraid to say at the wedding that he didn't believe in marriage. He then proudly announced that he would be hiring a prostitute for the bachelor party to test Peter and that he was planning on doing everything he could to push him to the edge and make him cheat on me and realize he was making a mistake. I have complete trust in my fiance and I don't doubt his fidelity, but I was so hurt that his best man would try something like that. I lost it and told him to get out of my house. I was angry and hurt and asked Peter to uninvite him, because I couldn't imagine having my wedding with him around. It's also my day and I don't want to spend it hearing about how my fiance is making a mistake marrying me. I also don't want my family to be forced to sit through a toast basically humiliating me. I want this day to be a happy one, to be about us and our commitment to each other and not about the best man's disbelief in marriage. Peter is conflicted as Matt is a lifelong friend of his. Mutual friends are taking Matt's side and saying I don't have a say in my fiance's choice of best man. I am hurt and scared and most of all sad that this moment that should be so exciting and happy for us would turn to this. I'm afraid I'm the a-hole for asking him to uninvite Matt, because he would have to find another best man, and it's not my choice to make but it will in fact affect me. So Reddit, am I the a-hole? Matt is disgusting and somehow believes his viewpoint against marriage is so important that he believes he has a right to ruin his friends' relationships. Once if OP and her fiancé remove this toxic dude from their lives they will be so much happier. Not all friendships are meant to be lifelong. I have a feeling Matt is probably the only single dude in that circle of friends, and has no luck with the ladies, but thinks if he had his best friend as his wingman again, then the single life wouldn't be so bad. If someone had the audacity of telling me what Matt told OP, I would flat out tell my husband I don't ever want to see that person again, less so in my wedding. If any other friends, upon finding out about the conversation, still side with Matt, I would stop dealing with them too. Why in the world would you want in your life someone who insults you and is actively trying to break you and your FH up? Not just break up but to get him to cheat to do it. Then wants to soapbox his view on marriage when he is supposed to be supporting his alleged best friend. I bet Matt is jealous of losing his pal. I agree with everything you just said. A groom with a secret. So this one is about the groom. I mentioned before I used to be a wedding planner in Niagara Falls. A groom booked a location elopement about 2 months in advance in a hotel room. He was nice but annoying AF. He called almost every day including weekends. At least once, often more. It was all about little things. The service, music, flowers, even the hotel room. Now I have a high threshold for this kind of stuff. It was my job after all. but there was no need for a lot of it. Like the service. He didn't change anything, but had to talk about it. The hotel room. Not my job or under my control. He changed his mind about music constantly, going from one song to another, one instrument to another. I hooked up my music theory instructor to play the guitar. He said the same thing. Buddy calling almost every day to wind up with no purpose for it. So they get married. I am a witness. My instructor is a witness. My mother was the officiant. The room was lovely with a view of the American Falls. 3 months later, I get a call from the bride. Now, I never spoken to her on the phone before, only the groom. Hi, this is bride. Hi bride. I am having an issue getting the marriage certificate and need to speak with the officiant. I got that a lot. Where I live, the couple gets a little piece of paper that is a for now certificate until the license is processed by the government. The license is mailed by the officiant and takes 2-3 months before the couple can request the long form certificate. That's the one you need for benefits, insurance, legal stuff, etc. The government, especially in the summer, tended to lose a few. My office keeps a copy JIC and I assumed that was what it was about. Sure, here is her number. I'll also email her with your contact info. It still. No, it's a few days later. Hi mum. What's up? Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What? So I spoke to bride. Yeah, she was having issues with the certificate, right? Yeah, want to know why? Obviously I do. So groom. Groom is married. Well, yeah, no. He is married to someone else. He is married to the woman who lives in his house. Turns out Buddy was a bigamist. Bride never went into his house before. He said it was cause they were not yet married. Both apparently were big Jesus jumpers. Don't mean to be offensive. Just what I call super into Jesus people. They love him so much. They start jumping with excitement. And I kinda get where she could believe that as an excuse to not enter his house. Anyways, she was just asking if that since he was already married that made their wedding completely nullified. Yes, it was. The paperwork was little more than toilet paper. I am sure she would have loved to use it as toilet paper mayo. Never found out if anything happened to the guy. Bigamy is illegal here, but I am not sure if the crown charges people for it or if the wrong party has to press charges. Also never heard if the real wife found out. I am sure she did though. Much as I hate the idea of this, it could have been so the woman would finally sleep with him. Tricks her into thinking they are married, which is why it was an elopement with no one to object, and then gets to have sex with her and run off. That might be worse. Or man. And given her background, she was probably raised all her life to wait for marriage and to think that if she has sex out of wedlock she's defiled and ruined. I imagine that'd really mess the poor girl up. What a dumbass. Did he think she would not find out? I think these kind of psychological narcissists don't understand that they can be caught.